The stock market is actually predicting and pricing in a Kamala Harris victory, the Democrats maintaining control of the presidency. And we actually have just the most recent of recent data today. The S&P 500 is heading upwards by about 1 percentage point. It had sold off in the last few days or so. But if we sort of back out of the broader picture, again, guys, over the course of the last 4 years, we have seen steady growth in all of the major indices back from when it was Donald Trump. Even if you give him the grace of the recovery out of the pandemic, stock market's still absolutely ripping higher than it was. Businesses are booming in the United States. Now, again, I am part of the camp that thinks the stock market is not a great representation of the broader economy, the middle class and lower classes, but it is a good representation of overall U.S. Strength and growth in the corporate sector, job market, GDP growth, etc. So it's significant for a number of reasons. Stock market is a pretty fair predictor when it comes to who's going to be the next president. A climb in the S&P 500 signals that the market is expecting the current president to win, and the index's recent rise is suggesting that Vice President Kamala Harris, who took over the Democratic ticket, could be bound for victory. That is what the investors are saying. That is what they're predicting. I would also go ahead and I want to imagine, guys. I mean, we are very close to all-time highs here. We recently hit that there on October 18th at about 58.64 on the S&P 500. You're sitting at about 100 points short of that. My prediction is that you could actually see this head into all-time highs potentially on Monday or Tuesday. Don't take any bets on that, but that is just a potential. It's just a feeling that I have. Similar dynamic, although you're a little bit further out there. You need about 1,000 points to make up that gap on the Dow Jones. But I could also imagine that gap being filled in on or before Election Day. So look for that as well. That is how the market is feeling. Similar model predicts that Harris, the Democratic presidential candidate, is likely to win the U.S. election, expecting a 69% probability of victory. The reason Harris's odds are lower on October 31st than they were on October 17th is that the Dow Jones Industrial Average has declined since then. So, sort of pretty much a relative strength of the Dow Jones and how it predicts the outcome of the election there. So, again, not perfect. This is just another one of those dynamics. But one more point here is that we did have a jobs report this morning, and the data was weaker than expected, and they're saying that this is potentially because of a strike with Boeing, as well as a few other outliers. So there is a little bit of a mixed reaction on that, but overall, not a positive outcome for the jobs data, and yet you still have excuse me, on the day, you have a massive gain again on the Dow Jones of over 1% at 456 to a quick refresh, 447 points. Pretty significant on that. And similar deal with the S&P 500. And we will just take a look. Similar, if not more, with the NASDAQ there, the QQQ at about 1.2%. So all indices going higher right before Election Day. And of course, Trump will say that this is because the stock market is anticipating his victory. That is just absolutely not true. They are predicting the incumbent stability. Otherwise, there would be potentially a massive temporary sell-off. We saw the same dynamic with the 2016 election, I believe, or if it was the 2020 election, forgive me. But at the end of the day, you basically have the stock market, for whatever you think of it, predicting Kamala Harris, Democrat, victory in the 2020 election. Let me know your thoughts, and we will see you guys in the next one.